It's International Women's Day, a celebration world over. The program promises to be very entertaining, educative, as well as informative. So today is all going to be about women. Tell us about the woman you'd like to celebrate in your life. Well, I know many of you will say your mother. Apart from your mother, tell us someone else that you'd like to celebrate. Maybe your mother and one other person, and tell us why. Maybe for me, I may want to say I'll celebrate my mother, of course, then my primary 4 teacher. Yeah, my primary 4 teacher. Reason is she was the one that actually, she kept telling me that, because I do this mock newscasting in my school. She said, you are going to be a newscaster. You should work in the TV. She saw in me earlier to say, okay, this is what I seem like you're going to be. And this is where I am today. So I really like to dedicate today to her, International Women's Day. Okay, I have a friend and a guest with me on set. And today we will talk about Women's Day, because today's Women's Day celebrates women in the tech world. All right, help me meet my guest. My guest is Stella Uzochukwu Dennis. Stella, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me here.
All right, Stella is a program director, Odyssey Educational Foundation. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right, women in tech. Women in tech. You know, growing up, there are many fields that maybe not, well, growing up in my time, maybe our time, but maybe the children of today, they can argue with their parents to say no. Because growing up in our time, they just believe that, okay, the men, you should do doctor, you should do engineering, you should do this field. You know, these are the things that men should do. Women, yeah, you can learn mass communication, you can do a teacher and stuff like that. How was it growing up for you? Let's understand that.
Oh, well, growing up for me was really, I was the first girl and the only girl in my house. We had 5 boys. So it was like, you need to sit up and do a lot of things around what the boys could do. And for me, what caught my curiosity as a young girl was electricity. I couldn't demystify how you just go to the switch and put on something and the whole place is lit up. I mean, it kept growing, and I kept asking questions from one uncle to the other. I had an uncle who was an electrical engineer, so I started quite early to follow him to his site.
Okay, your parents encouraged that?
Yes, sure, my parents encouraged that, because when my daddy was a soldier, and he keeps telling me that even though you're a girl, you could also do what your brothers could do. So I started following my uncle. I learned how to do the basic wiring in the house even before I went. Finally, I did electrical electronics as my
electrical electronics.
Yes,
well, talking about demystifying. Yes, part of the reason why I'm here today is also trying to demystify. I will look at this TV screen. What's actually behind? What happens behind? What happens really behind the scene? I mean, what are the newscasters doing? I mean, can they read all these things by themselves? Like, I actually wanted to do all that. My parents saw that, and my dad would say, let her do what she wants to do. Okay, you know what? We're going to get back to this conversation in a moment. But first, let's take this music video by Yemi Alade, and then we'll be back to continue our conversation. Right, so that one is Vayemi Alade Shekere. Well, that one is a dedication to all the women. Shekere, I think today's the day where you shekere, shake your body, and have a good time. Of course, it's a celebration of International Women's Day 2023. And we're celebrating women in the tech world. For those of you just joining us, I introduced my guest earlier. She is Stella Uzochukwu Dennis, and the program director, Odyssey Educational Foundation. So just before we went to that musical break, we talked about growing up. We talked about what you want to be growing up. You told us about your days of your inquisitivity.
Yeah.
Led you to studying
electronics
engineering. All right, so let's go into today's world. Young girls today, I know you mentor many young girls in tech, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so what has been their story? Just share with us. I mean, a little here and a little there, some relatable stories.
Yeah, it hasn't been an easy task. Understanding that there are a lot of stereotypes for girls when it comes to nurturing them, when it comes to tech, in the tech world, and also this adolescent thing, because we will start way before adolescents. So this syndrome, and then we also have, my friend said, it's not something that is good for me. You know, we get a lot of all that, but to tell you the truth, we have young girls who have excelled very well in their studies, maybe in engineering. I just came in from a program where we had girls in the Joe world, as in reading,
Joe world.
Yes, girls in the Joe world, as in reading about the geography of the world, and being in space, girls in space and all that. So that's the program I'm just coming in from. We had it in that Naval Center. So I'm just coming in from there. We had girls who were flying the drone and all that. So some of the girls worked with us. And the interesting thing is that some of this technology, we have begun to teach the girls at a very early age, and some of them are doing excellently well. There's a program we do every year sponsored by the US Embassy. It's about developing mobile apps to solve local problems. And we have seen girls, Nigerian girls have won it. You know about it, Technovation. They have gone to the US, they got the first prize and came back with the gold medal and all that.
Which one?
Yes, the one the Onisha girls did.
Okay, well, what did they create, and what competition was that?
Oh yeah, the girl said the younger brother took a medication and died. So that was the motivation for her to build an app that would detect if a drug is fake or real. Yes, at GS3.
I was just going to ask you how was JS3?
At GS3.
And that was a winning.
The winning entry. Yes. So I mean, you see, it's a local problem. It was 3 years ago. Yes. It's a local problem. It happened to the young girl, and when we went for ideation, we were saying everybody in the group, because we insist they should be in groups of 5, and so everybody in the group was coming up with this problem. They want to solve this, or they want to solve this, they want to do this, you know. But when we listened to this young girl, we said, "What's the? Why do you want us to go on this adventure?" She said, "Well, I lost my younger brother," and she broke into tears. She said she lost her younger brother from fake drug, and she wouldn't want any other person to become a victim of the same thing that happened to the brother. And so they did this app. It reads the code on any drug and then sends to NAFDAC, and then there's an authentication code to say yes, this drug is real.
Wait,
or this drug is
you tested it, it actually worked?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay. You know what? You can be part of this conversation. Just call. Don't call. Please don't call. Text, WhatsApp or text message only. Our phone line 081 177 82020. That's our phone line. Please do send us a message. Tell us who is a tech woman, lady that you know. I mean, it could just be someone that is not popular that you'd like to celebrate on the program today. Tell us about the person and very briefly what's unique about that person. Then you can also celebrate any woman of your choice that you like. It could be that woman that sells akara that saves you every morning when you're going to work. Just celebrate a woman on the program today. Do send in a message 081-1778-2020. Now, you know, sometimes, many times, we get these people come up with ideas, great innovations, they are applauded, sometimes given an award, and somehow that was the end of it. Like I would say, that was the end of Solomon Gandhi. No one develops on this talent because there was this young guy. You know, NTA does this Science and Tech Expo every year. Yeah, we have a sense, you know about it, good. So you get to discover many of these brilliant young innovators. But Ministry of Science and Tech and all these bodies who are supposed to actually help them, you know, continue, develop their skill, somehow they just leave them after that, after the handshake, that's it. So really, what happens after these innovations?
Yeah, so that's why we are taking it from a different angle. We ensure that some of these girls who have, we say we don't do touch and go, because that's truly the scenario we have everywhere in Nigeria. You just go, get the gold, come back, and then go.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, when the award was given, it was deliberately told us that these girls should use this money as a seed funding to continue in the tech space. And then we have also been helping and mentoring them and ensuring that, in fact, I think one of them is going into the university soon, and she's going to read computer science. So this is one of the things we do. We ensure that these girls, if they show interest that they want to do this, we continue to mentor them. And then we also get mentors all over the country to help us continue to talk to them, to ensure, because I tell you the truth, before you blink your eyes, the whole glory, the whole story is gone, especially for young girls whom some of them were actually kind of, can we say, wooed, like us. We do some kind of wooing, because when we come to schools, we bring like snacks, we bring like drinks, so they always want to follow us. So what I mean, we need to keep them beyond that. So we try to make sure that we engage them, get them into other programs, and also ensure that they are well knitted in the community, basically.
All right, we'll take a feature now, a spoken word now. But just before that, let me try to read some of your messages. All right, someone sent a message, but unfortunately there is no name here, so I wouldn't be able to take it. So, well, I wouldn't be able to take it. So send your message again if you know you sent a message without any. And many of you keep trying to call. I see your call, but I'm sorry. This is not a phone-in. This is a text-in program. All right, so someone is saying, good afternoon. I'm really enjoying your program. Okay, I'm sorry, there is no name also on this one. I'm really enjoying your program. Okay, so many messages just coming in. Okay, good. I see it now. I'm really enjoying your program. I'm celebrating my good female friend, Busayo, a front-end developer. Happy International Women's Day. This is Philip from Kwara State. Philip, thank you very much. I celebrate Stella. We share the same childhood memories. She's actually my junior sister's friend. Good to see her after like so many years. All right, this is Teni Jia Ajayi.
Okay.
All right, so this is Teni Ajayi sending this to you. So you are actually a childhood friend. I guess, Stella, you guys will catch up later after the show. Okay. All right, let's take Isabella from Ebonyi State. Isabella, let's see your message. And you are saying, I know you said we should appreciate other women aside our mom, but then my mom is the only woman who I want to appreciate. Please do well to appreciate your mom. Okay, your mom and someone else. All right, she is my superhero, always there whenever I go to her like MTN. Shout out to all the good mothers out there. You are the best. All right, Isabella from Ebonyi State. Thank you very much. You have a daughter, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you tell me if your daughter is actually towing your line, but that'll be in a moment. My name is Sadiya Usman. I like to celebrate mine with my friends. Okay. Anyhow, you know what? Let's celebrate. Let's take a look at this poem. I love spoken words, poetry, and you know the way that it's done these days. I really love it. This one is from Lovett Liberty. She sends this one in, and it's to celebrate women, the strength of women who are being abused, just trying to tell them that you have strength, we're standing beside you. All right, let's take a look at this one from Lovett Liberty, and then we'll be right back.
Somewhere in the world, a girl is caught and carted off abroad like Kunta Kinte. Enslaved, she's trained in this art of war. No, not the one by Sun Tzu. The type that commandeers a girl's body, turn it into a naked weapon to fight hunger. And every night the girl be praying, Lord, when will you send the Harriet Tubman to come save me from my slavery? Somewhere in the world is a little lady, Fatih. She's barely 12. But there goes her wedding bells, this very girl, still learning to wear her sanitary pad, will be starting a family now, cause wedlock beckons on. At 14, she's nursing her second son, a child bearing the weight of childbearing. Somewhere in the world is a scared girl begging, screaming, please stop. But this boy, well, you know how the story goes, boys will be boys. And the law turns a blind eye, the goes scot-free. At best to give the girl the courtesy of a hashtag. Somewhere in the world is you. You turn your wife's body into canvas. You are Da Vinci, the great painter. And so you paint her black and blue, but she don't pack or move. She is like the wife of Lot, a pillar of salt stuck in a spot, watching her home burn down. But she can't run now because she's been taught that a good wife is like diapers, always there to take your shits in.
Lovett Liberty, that is really touching. Tell me about your take on that.
Yeah, sure. We encounter a lot of these girls. You started up with them in primary 4. You're going back to their school in GS1. Oh, where's Joy? Where's Timmy? Where's this? And they're telling you they're not going to come back again. And in some cases, I have gone to meet their parents. Yeah. We traced some of them to one village, one settlement, somewhere in Gwarimpa, one settlement town. And the women told me that if they continue to come to school, how would they get a rich in-law who will take care of their...
Oh no, you're serious.
Yeah, so we actually went to some of the, and that touched us. It was on an international media because we followed up with those girls. We actually went and saw those girls. They were no more coming to school, and we were like, what do we do? And their mom said, yes, their mom said, if they continue coming to school, who will take care of us? We'll soon get old, nobody will take care of us. We need to begin to look for an in-law who will take care of us beyond now. And I was like, it made us go back to that settlement and then taught the women a trade. We did soap making and some few things, at least to give them some kind of a financial liberty and all that, and allow some of the school and some of the girls whom we were able to co-opt back to school. We had to look for people who help pay their school fees till they finish at least junior secondary school. I don't think we went beyond junior secondary school. So, I mean, it happens everywhere. We see it every time we work with young girls. I was actually called by a woman who saw what we're doing online in Bayelsa. She's the present Education Trust Fund secretary. She called us, she said, please, Stella, we have a problem here in Bayelsa. Most of our young girls don't come back after junior secondary school. I mean, it's legal. It's not as if it's a wrong thing or it's a normal thing. In fact, some of the women who knows the worth of education actually begs them to keep those girls so that they don't go home during holiday. So she was asking me, what can we do for them? How do we keep them busy while they're on holiday? Because the mom came to tell them in confidence and said, if this girl comes back, the father is ready to give her away. So she stays in the school with a matron. She doesn't, some of them don't go back to school or don't go back home.
So that they can finish
that they can at least finish senior secondary school. Yeah, so basically, we're doing a lot of work with Bayelsa. In fact, I just came back from Bayelsa not too long ago. During the flood season, we had flood everywhere. We had the young girls, you know, it's pathetic. I mean, we are dealing with a lot of issues, especially when it comes to girls staying back in school. So we do a lot of story about girls are not bright. We talk to women about it, but they tell you the problem is, and the challenges are facing us. I mean, face to face, what do we do? These girls are just our way of escape, basically.
Stella, no, I don't know. Yes, I can see you get emotional already. I mean,
I am already, honestly. So it's pathetic.
I just can't.
It is.
I don't know. We should talk about this later on. I mean, there's so much that I guess we can do together. Whew. You know what? I can read as many of your messages as possible if you just stop calling so that I can take it. Good afternoon. I want to celebrate my mother, my wife, and you, the presenter. This is Francis Babson from Kuje, Abuja. Francis, thank you very much for sending in this one. I appreciate the fact that you're celebrating me, and do well to extend my regards to your mother and your sister and your wife. Good day. I'm enjoying your program. Proud to celebrate all women, most especially your guests. And the message has gone on. Okay. Give me a minute. So many messages. I'm trying to read one at a time. Okay. Let me take them one at a time as they're just coming in. Good afternoon, dear presenter. I want to celebrate my beloved mommy for her teaching, training, and others. Wishing her and my lovely wife happy International Women's Day. This is Ugo writing in from Anambra State. Hi, it's Agnes from Abuja. I'm celebrating the women in my life. My mom, Mrs. Rebecca Bulus, my mom, Mrs. Sylvia Garuba Hakis, and my mom, Noye Obi, aka Mommy Peculiar. I love you all. All right, thank you very much. Can I just take one more and then we'll take go to our next break? Okay, this one says I was just going to take this and. Cecil, I'm surrounded by great women, my wife and 4 adorable daughters. Kindly shout out to them in commemoration of today. Napoleon. Napoleon, which Napoleon is this? Is this Napoleon, the mayor of the NTA?
I think it's a mayor of Napoleon.
Okay.
I know him.
You know him? All right, it's okay. Napoleon, that one is for you. Good afternoon. I want to celebrate my lovely mom, Mrs. Maxwell Charity, and my spiritual mom, Pastor N.F. Favor Emmanuel of Restoration Gospel Fire Ministry, Local Jal, Kogi State. I love you all and happy Mother's Day, Ezekiel from Kogi State. As much as possible, I'll read as many of your messages as I can. But it's time for us to celebrate some notable women in technology, some in the tech world and STEM who have done really well. Let's have a look.
When it comes to technology, one of the first things that comes to mind is men's world. But in the present day, that narrative has significantly changed because in the world of techpreneurs, women are thriving. In the tech world, the titles that ring bells are founders, investors, and their products. we must also acknowledge the resilient nature of women who are a powerhouse in these technological ideas and development. Just like they say, behind every successful man, there is a devoted woman. But in the tech world, we can confidently say behind every successful technological idea, there is a woman who believes she can thrive in a male-dominated sector while yielding productive results. Let's talk about techpreneur women. Kemi Sola Bolariwa, just like most successful innovators, developed her desire for technology following the death of her aunt, who died of cancer. Engineer Kemi and her team at Nextwear Technology worked on a smart bra which is said can be able to dictate early stage cancer. It has been recorded that the smart bra has 75% accuracy, but according to her, herself and her team are working on 95 to 97% accuracy. The invention of smart bra is a bold step for Nigerian technology, which can be said to be an extremely significant contribution in the innovation world. Oluchi Enebeli is a founder of Ladies Do Tech. It is a community that aims to build the idea of African tech ladies. She is the blockchain engineer at Bundle Africa and also the co-founder of Quivetal, a blockchain user experience design and development company. Adora Modo is the co-founder of Unstack Africa, an open source meetup for software developers. Adora created Adora Hack blog, where she publishes stories of software development, productivity, and career growth. Laya Ogumbawo has over 10 years experience in product management, marketing, and growth in US and Africa. Her passion for driving inclusion for women in different self-development sectors, coupled with her qualifications, landed her as the VP of Product at Piggyvest and a mentor at Google for Startups Accelerator Africa. Omolara Adejuwon has over 8 years experience in building software products across industries. She's an editor at Pro Android Dev. Before joining Pro Android Dev, Omolara was the co-founder, engineering manager, and senior Android engineer at Gokada. Omolara is not just a woman who thrives in male-dominated sector. She's also passionate about transferring knowledge to others. To all the women out there who continue to thrive in the tech world to be the best version of themselves, regardless of what life throws at them, we say Happy International Women's Day.
Some women we are celebrating in the tech world. Kemi Sola Bolariwa. Yeah, she really would have wanted to be here to be with us on the program, but she has some engagement today, which is understandable. I see, you followed her works, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what do you think? I think it was really cool and innovative.
Very, very innovative. I mean, getting to know that a woman has cancer just by the bra she wears.
Just by the bra you wear. Well, it's not really been, has it been?
No,
finally?
but at least it gives you some degree of need for you to go quickly check yourself if there is a lump or something.
Okay, when I was talking to someone about it, the person said, wait, so is it that one person will be sharing, different people will be sharing the bra?
No, it's a device that is implanted into
your bra.
Yes.
So it could be, it could be a regular bra.
Yeah, sure.
Then you just implant the device in it, so you just wear it.
Yes.
Okay, so all right, who was asking me that question? Please, I hope you've heard the answer now. Okay, let's take the much we can take, and then we'll go back. Okay, let me take from those who sent in earlier. Okay, let's go down. All right, let's start from here. I'm enjoying your program. I wish to celebrate my friend Sky and Perpetua Okuchuku on a day like this. I can't forget to appreciate my mom for her encouragement. You didn't tell us your name. Someone else, good afternoon, Cecil. I want to celebrate my elder sisters, Lady Cherry Uloma Wokocha and Mrs. Alua, both adorable women in my life. Helen God knows. Thank you. All right, let's take one more and then we'll continue our conversation. My name is Donald David. I'd like to celebrate my mom, Abigail David. I love you always, and I pray that God keep you alive to reap the fruit of your labor. All right, you have a girl. Is your girl in any way, you know, many times children follow the path of their parents, okay, because if their parents are are practicing careers, they want to follow the ways of their parents. Is your daughter any like that?
My daughter, I think, yes, she's following. She's following more like my. She's turned 16.
Okay, she's following more like.
Yeah, she's following more like, or better than I am doing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, cool, cool. What's she into?
Yeah, she's into, would I say software engineering? Well, at 10, she designed, there was this competition on, I saw it, because I'm a member of the Society of Women Engineers International, and every month they bring out a challenge for girls around the world to partake of the challenge. So she did, it was a paper plate. You use it to make a model of an airplane. You put a coin on it to act as the weight. Then you let it fly. And then the longest flight we had was hers in the whole world.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so hers was over, I can't remember how many feet that was. So we got a full package of going to visit the organization because they are into airplane production in the US. It was an all-expense paid trip.
Oh.
And then we also had some time to enjoy ourselves because we were taken to a cinema of a 5G one, and I think it was a construction engineering movie we watched, and the water was coming out and splitting. I mean, several years ago for the first time. So, and also on this other competition I talked about, she has won the regional best in Africa. From that program, and then she was also among the girls who were chosen to go to the space camp in Huntsville last year by the U.S. Embassy.
What's her name? I guess we should put an eye. We should be watching her closely. Yes.
Her name is Angel Chukwudi Dennis.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Let's take a few messages and then we'll take something else. I celebrate my mom, Mrs. Oma Maria Omadeyi, all my daughters and sisters from Acheu Idoko from Makurdi. Okay, Idoko, thank you very much for writing. My name is Bitoye Olumide. I celebrate my mom, Mrs. Bitoye Dorcas Abike, as a special mother in the world. We are celebrating Women's Day today. This is, okay, you are writing in from Kwara State. Thank you very much. Let's travel down to Lagos. And this is Daniel from Lagos. I want to celebrate my girl. Her name is Tomishe. Happy International Women's Day. Oh, thank you very, very much. I'm Zed from Benue. I want to use this medium to celebrate my friend Miracle Onuche and Mimi Miriam for all their support and care over the years. Thank you very much, Zed, for writing. I guess you're a man. Who is this? You say your program is fun to watch. Oh, and it's even more fun getting to know that you are actually watching. Thank you very much. You didn't tell me your name or where you're writing from, though. All right. Hi, Cecil. I'm Bilikisu from Jos. Big shout out to my mom and all the mothers in the world. We love you, Mom. Of course, we love you, Mom. You know the sweet mother song. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, I love you. That is an evergreen song. Yeah, I know I can't really sing, but that's one song I really love. For all the mothers, dead and alive, will celebrate you and will love you for being you. All right, it's time for us to celebrate some other set of women. And these women we are celebrating are NTA veterans. Those, You know those female newscasters? Can you remember one or two?
Eugenia Abu.
Eugenia Abu, of course, everybody says Eugenia Abu. You know, they are very Ruth and Mercy Alpia, remember?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so there are many of them back in the days I would watch on TV. People like me will say, I can't do this. All right, it's time for us to check out those features where we celebrate some of our veterans, media icons who are on NTA.
Just like we have professional women in business, advertising, medicine, and economy, there are amazing veterans in the television industry who continue to contribute to the media by training others and empowering generations. The Nigerian Television Authority will always be home to these women as they had their foundational years at NTA. These women built their brands, nurturing their career with dedication and hard work, thereby becoming the viewer's delight till date. It is important to celebrate some of these women as we mark the International Women's Day. Julie Coker started as a receptionist. Faith ensured that she switched to production. While in production, she was the face of the Bar Beach show, Julie's World, amongst others. Bimbo Oloyede made her first television appearance in 1976. From 1976 to 1980, she was the anchor of the 9 p.m. news.
Nigeria has made a case for sustained financial, technical and capacity building support from the international community towards mitigating the adverse effects of climate change in the country.
Sienna Allwell-Brown was first in radio before moving to NTA in the late 1970s and continued into the 80s. Like Bimbo, she was credited with impeccable diction.
National Economic Council has constituted a working group to collaborate with the federal government in addressing the issues of impunity regarding killings and violence across the country.
Hawa Baba Ahmed is another respected newscaster from the north. She was also a celebrated newscaster who read with impeccable diction. Ronke Ayuba was another face on the screen who moved from radio to television. She casted news until she left NTA in 1985.
President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that the governing APC will remain unshaken in its resolve to curb corruption, secure lives and property, as well as ensure diversified economic growth for a greater Nigeria.
Ruth Benemisia Opia anchored the news and the program Newsline and endeared herself to millions of Nigerians with her delightful delivery. Eugenia Abu anchored the network news for well over a decade with wonderful diction and charisma. She rose to become the executive director of programs before retirement. Victoria Eze Okoli created Tales by Moonlight, which is still running up till today. Zainab Biwel Bitrus and Deborah Ogazuma produced Magana Jarichi at different points.
The king's only worry was the absence of a male heir to inherit.
Fatima Abbas Hassan is another personality within NTA that graced the screen with her wonderful voice and passion. She is currently the general manager, NTA News 24.
Well, from politics, we take a look at the power sector.
The NTA continues to build careers for both men and women in broadcasting. Between 2021 and 2022, Doshima Payasikiave, Fatima Umar Buba, and Ololade Adeniji Adele won Best Program, Best Television Newscaster, and Best Television Presenter, respectively. This is wishing all women a happy International Women's Day.
Okay, that's for the Medley crew getting to celebrate all our women in the media. We're just using the women and the NTA screens to reach all other women in other media houses to say, we love you and it's Happy International Women's Day. So you say Eugenia was your favorite amongst those, right?
No, well, because I see her. I see her. I mean, she was in our program, Nigerian Society of Engineers, recently.
Okay.
She came to give a talk on, I think, how to speak properly or something. I think, we engineers, all we need to do is just how to add the knots to the screw. That's all we know. I think we had a very wonderful time with her.
Besides her, who else was on that list?
Okay, the Ruth was it, because I liked watching her Newsline. Yeah, she was always there.
Yeah, for me, I didn't get to see the picture of Auntie Nkema, Taste by Moonlight.
Okay.
4 o'clock. Is it 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock growing up then?
Okay, it was 4.
No, 4 o'clock
no,
was
it was 6.
Street.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
6 o'clock.
About 6 o'clock. We don't start then.
And you see all the children come out from there. No crazy, every hiding, and then.
It was a must watch.
Yeah, it is.
And there always be 2 stories. And usually there's always this tortoise.
Yes.
And I think she knows how to tell the story so well. All right, so that was just celebrating some women in the media. So let's go back in to talk about some of the women here, and then we'll talk about way forward for maybe, those girls, those who have this idea, but, drawing from your story, those whose ideas are being stifled, that they cannot, they cannot grow because their parents, like you say, they just feel like you are the bread. You need to marry a rich suitor so that, I don't know, talk about that. Let's take a few messages very quickly. Okay. I celebrate my mother-in-law, sisters. Happy, wonderful people in my life. Happy Women's Day. This is Ngozi from Ebonya Bakaliki. I am Maria Ede from Benue State. My greetings goes to my lovely mom and sweet children. All right, thank you very much. I celebrate my adorable mother. She's the most beautiful woman. I vow with my life to always respect her, and also my grandma. All right. I'm sorry, many messages. I'm struggling to see which I can take. If I don't take yours, I'm very sorry. Let's take Ola, Yemi Ola. I'm really enjoying your program. Quite educative. It gives room for one to appreciate and celebrate one's loved ones to their faces. I like to celebrate my late mother and my wife. Since my mother's death, my wife took over the responsibility of taking care of me. She is quite exceptional. While still in active service, I used to regard her as a sister. Now that I'm retired and over 70, she took up the responsibility with zeal, love, and dexterity. I now call her mother. Oh, okay. To all mothers at home, I say, Happy Mother's Day. I mean, this is so sweet and so touching. Nelson, I'd like to read that of the men. Nelson from Makurdi. I celebrate all women today, particularly my mom, Mama Jenny Ije, of blessed memory, my dear wife, Jemima Eru, and only daughter, Shuma Eru. All right, thank you very much, Nelson. I believe they've heard you. I'll take one more and then we'll go on to the streets. Who do I take now? Let's see. Let me take Ebun. I celebrate my mom, Mrs. Ebun Agnes Oyewumi. You are just the best, and happy International Women's Day to all the responsible mothers. To crown it all, the same wishes to the Mrs. Reading. You are loved. It's okay. It's time for us to go on to the street. Capsy and Rose went out on the streets and they asked people to talk about the women they would like to celebrate, and this was what they brought back. Okay, just in a moment we'll get that. I think I just have time to take 1 or 2 more messages. Hi, I'm Hannah Dan. I celebrate a lady with a heart of gold, Mrs. Miriam Oyakilome, a content creator. All right, I believe she's heard you and she's appreciated. Okay, who's here again? I am Mela Davis. I celebrate womanhood, especially my mother and foster mother of all blessed memory. Medley show is the best. Kudos to you guys, and you guys in the studio. Happy Women's Day. Thank you very much, Mela Davis. Mela Davis is a frequent viewer of this program. Thank you very much. All right, the Vox Pop is ready now. It's time for us to go and have a look at it, and then we're back.
Yes, because they contribute to the society now. Yeah, they give birth to children, they carry children for 9 months. It's not easy. So they are special people. Of course, without them, there will not be people around the world now. people won't be walking around the world.
Physically, spiritually, and we are manager of resources. We manage everything. It's only God that we cannot manage. Every other thing we manage them. And if you look at what I say physically is the way we are physically built is totally different from all species. Then spiritually, even this, let's forget about denomination, let's forget about religion. They all know that a woman is a spiritual being.
Women are special. Also, I just take it as my wife. She's special to me because she's been there for me, doing everything I want. So she's special. And my mom too. That's all. That's why I know that.
Yes, they are very special because God created them for a purpose. When He created Adam, He felt there was a need for a woman. So they are very special because they exhibit some characteristics that men don't have. Number one, they give birth to children, which in turn become great men and women that impact the society. Number two, they are intelligent, they are smart, they are pretty. They are known for their beauty, their elegance.
Yeah, women are special beings because the absence of women at home, it means that that house cannot exist, even from creation. Of course, man came before a woman, but God looked at it that in the absence of woman, the house is not complete. And that was why God created a woman to be a help to the man.
Okay. Women, they are special.
All right.
Even right from the creation, God knows that they are special.
Okay.
You understand? From the Holy Scriptures, God created Adam, and for the special things in the woman, they have to add woman to Adam's.
I don't have anybody as a woman that is special to me. As long as you're a woman, you should know your role to play in the society, most especially our sisters and our mothers, you understand. You know, most times when you ask somebody like, who do you really like in your family? Is it your mom or your dad? I think majority of people will say their mom because mothers, they play a lot of role in the absence of the father in their house, you understand. I could remember when I was going to school, how my mom was so encouraging, how she supported me to become somebody useful in the society, as you can see today. My dad will always go out also for money. We understand the role of a man, you understand. God wasn't foolish enough to understand that he has to create a woman and also to create a man, you understand. He understands that a woman is a supportive system, which is like the subordinate, you understand, which is the head, and also a man is the head and the woman is the neck. Probably, you know, when the neck is not there, definitely the function of the head will not be useful anymore.
Women are the mother of the world. They gave birth to men. In fact, without any big man you see today, it's because of the woman he has beside him.
All right, the opinions from our viewers, for you all on the streets. Just the fact that everyone is appreciating the woman is good enough for us. All right, if you're just joining us, the program is the Medley Show. I'm sorry you are very, very late, but it's okay. You're right on time for maybe last 4 or 5 minutes of the program. I guess you're just right on time for that. All right, we'll take a few messages and then we'll have a very short conversation. Good day, presenter. I'm celebrating my beautiful wife, Mrs. Mata Ejembi, and my mother, Mrs. Ejembi Monica, wishing them God's blessing and protection as they celebrate International Women's Day. This is Matthew from Otupo in Benue State. I want to see if I can read from across the country so that I can touch a little here and a little there. Good afternoon to celebrate my beloved mommy, Victoria, my grandmother, Kwambai Garba Yanta, and my fiancée, Faith. Wish you all happy International Women's Day. Simon from Borno State. Okay. I want to celebrate my beautiful wife, Mrs. Jennifer Obuso, and Mwakude Dorothy. Okay, I can't read it all. It's pretty long, and there are so many messages coming in. I appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for writing. And those of you wishing me and my guest happy International Women's Day, want to say thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about that thing I asked you very, very quickly. Women or young girls who are not being encouraged, but they have it in there. What have you been doing, or what do you think can be done?
Okay, yeah. We have a lot of young girls who come behind and tell me, my dad said I should not come to the STEM club again. So what we do is we quickly get the father's number or whoever it is, and then talk to them. So what we need, a lot of us, what we need around all these young girls is support system. If we're able to get people who support them. So we talked to the parent, they asked us, we asked the man why, and he said, oh, she has to come back home, help us at home, that's why. We now said, okay, we agree in all of the days, out of the 3 days she's supposed to, we're going to leave her off for one of the days. And right now, the girl is on her way to the university, and she's reading one of the tech courses. I think she's reading computer science. So we have a lot of all these girls who need just a little support. And everyone is called. I mean, you should be your brother's keeper, as they say. So it could be one girl in your church, it could be one girl in your mosque,
okay,
it could be one girl in
very
your
quickly, this will be the last thing I'll ask you. How can a young girl know that I have a thing, I have a flair for STEM?
No, it's not about having a flair for STEM. The way we're going now, it's impossible for you to breed, eat, or do anything without technology. I'm sorry to say. And this is it on your lap. Say you don't know how to navigate, what happens? So we're saying that every child, girl, boy, every girl needs at least to get to know the basics of technology. Yeah. So we went to the market the other day. We had to teach women how to use the Facebook and all that to sell their market. So, I mean, every one of them is saying, oh, we're selling better now.
And with this cashless policy upon us, I mean,
so
I have to learn to do this.
So you need technology, no matter what it is.
To get around. Stella Uzochukwu-Dennis, Program Director, Odyssey Educational Foundation. Thank you very much for coming around. This discussion has not ended. We're going to do this again.
Oh, sure.
All right, and for you all being there, thank you very much. For all the women out there, happy International Women's Day. I would leave you in the very capable hands of one of my favorite voices, musical voices, Simi, and this one she calls The Woman. All right, enjoy. Bye-bye.